Welcome to my weekly forward look video. Now, the reason we've been focusing on Big Ben is several people have liked where I sort of go strange places in the House of Commons and explain them. Big Ben is shrouded in scaffolding at the moment. It's going to be like that for another 18 months or so because of the substantial repair work and maintenance work that's going on. But if you look carefully, you'll notice that the one face of Big Ben, which is exposed at the moment, has changed colour because they discovered when they were restoring the faces that the original paint, when Big Ben was built, or the Elizabeth Tower as it's called, it was finished in 1859, that the clock faces were not black but painted in Prussian blue. And so when it's restored, all the new clock faces are going to be in Prussian blue. So one's being done, 3 more to go. Now, it's been a busy last few days and it's going to be another busy week in Parliament. Of course, last week we had the first round of voting in the race to become the next Conservative leader and then Prime Minister. On Tuesday we had the second round. We're down to 6 candidates, and then if we need to vote again on Wednesday and potentially Thursday to whittle it down to 2, and then those 2 candidates will go out to the membership of the Conservative Party for the subsequent 4 weeks. And as I mentioned last week, we're likely to have a result by the week starting the 22nd of July. I'm still keeping quiet about who I'm supporting, and actually I'm changing my vote. I want to see what everybody has got to say, and anybody who thinks I'm supporting one candidate because it's in my interest to do so and I'm going to get a job or something like that, well, you can't pin that one on me. I want the best possible candidate in really desperate circumstances that we are in at the moment. We need to have the best possible candidate to become our next Prime Minister. Now, I had a really busy weekend and a fantastic weekend, and it started on Friday. After a busy day visiting nurseries and others, I got together with the Extinction Rebellion group, who very kindly gave me this book. Now, they've been protesting up down the country. They've been protesting locally, the group in Shoreham. Although some of us may not agree with their methods, I certainly agree that the climate emergency, which they are doing a lot to try and raise the attention to and raise up the agenda, is the most important challenge facing our planet. So I said to them, look, why don't we sit down? Let's have a chat. And we did, and I met about 25 members at the Shoreham Centre last week. We had a really good practical conversation, and we found that actually there are rather more things that we agree with than we don't agree with. So I will work with them, as I do with all other people who are interested in doing their bit to help the planet. That's why I set up the I Project 12 years ago. We've got the next Eco Summit coming up in a week's time. And we're going to be working on an environmental seminar fair later on in the year, and we want lots of local people, the councils and businesses and various lobby groups, to come together and help with that. So lots more news on that over the coming months. So they very kindly gave me this book, and one suggestion they came up with is that each week on my video I have a Tim's Eco tip, which I think is a really good idea, and I've asked them to provide some good tips, but this is my first one, and it involves phones and chargers. Now, these are the bane of our lives these days, but everybody will have some charger or many chargers around the house at home. What you may not have realised, that a charger that is plugged in uses 0.26 watts of energy according to energy.gov when not in use, and 2.24 watts when it's connected to your phone. And this energy vampires as they're called, could actually be accounting for as much as 10% of your household energy bill. So unplug your charger or have it on a gang where you've got a switch to switch it on and off when you're actually wanting to use it, because you are spending a lot of money on energy that you are not using, but which is burning up energy, which is affecting the planet. Simple little tip. If you've got some good tips, let me know. I want to hear them. I'm going to put out one every week, and we'll also be putting them on our website too. So it was a really busy weekend, and the highlight of the weekend, and often the highlight of my year on constituency events, was the Worthing Children's Parade. Absolutely fantastic. 20 different themes, had done an enormous amount of work, and the overriding theme was David Walliams' children's books characters. 19 schools, and the youth mayor and his group paraded around Worthing, came into Steen Gardens. There must have been over 1,000 people there. I'm going to do, it was so good, I'm going to do a separate little bit of video on that. And then at the end of it, great surprise, David Walliams himself made an appearance on the stage, and the kids absolutely loved it, and he stayed for about an hour afterwards to sign autographs and have photos. I then had a street surgery in Lancing. I had a briefing for my members about the leadership contest, and in the evening we finished off the day with the Walk for Worthing, a rather more genteel stroll along the prom. Unfortunately the rain stopped in aid of Guildcare, our fantastic local charity. So there's a lot going on at the moment, and if you weren't part of one of those things, then you should be, because there's some great stuff going on locally in the constituency. And I hope my videos and what I do online as well is making you aware of things that you can and should be involved in. So what's coming up this week? Well, as I say, further leadership rounds of voting. Today we've got the non-domestic rating bill to do with business rates. Tomorrow there's the private members bill I'm supporting, the domestic energy efficiency plan my colleague Sarah Newton is bringing forward, which is all about making sure that domestic energy efficiency targets are published and adhered to in the government's clean energy growth strategy. On Wednesday we've got the Parliamentary Restoration Renewal Bill about what we do with this place behind us. I've also come up again in Prime Minister's question at times, like London buses. You don't see one for ages and then two come along together. And then on Thursday I'm going to be up in Derbyshire speaking at a child safeguarding conference, which is something as you know, I'm very involved with. Also on Thursday it's World Refugee Day, and there's going to be a debate on family reunion visas, and this is something that, working with my colleague Nicky Morgan, we put down amendments to various bits of European legislation about making sure we do more to help those refugees reunite, asylum seekers reunite with any family members they may have in the UK. We actually issued 5,806 family reunion visas in the UK last year. I think we can do more, and particularly post-Brexit, when the thing calls the Dublin regulations we won't be part of, it's really important that we continue doing our bit, reuniting those families together where there are links in the United Kingdom. I've got a load of meetings this week as well. I've got a meeting on Tuesday with Chris Grayling for an update on the A27. It's also the launch on Tuesday of the Conservative Environmental Network manifesto, with some really good stuff on what everybody can be doing there. A really busy Wednesday. I've got breakfast meeting on the impact of social media on people's mental health. I've got a meeting with the Children's Commissioner. We've got a big lobby of guide dogs, so lots of guide dog owners coming to lobby us about how we need to change the law to make things easier for guide dog owners. Then we've got a briefing by Greenpeace, which many people have asked me to go along to, about plastic rivers and keeping plastic out of rivers. And then there's a small charity week reception as well. And as I say, on Wednesday I've got a Prime Minister's question. And then on Sunday, for those of you who didn't know, it's Open Farm Sunday, where lots of farms around the country are opening up for members of the public to go and see what happens there. And I'm going to be at Lichpole Farm in Sompting, where the farm's going to be open to the public to see what goes on there. So if you've got some time on Sunday, if it's a nice day, it's not raining at last, see you at Lichpole Farm.